Okay, first of all, I'll tell you guys something fun. Well, it's not fun, but it's amusing or something. I don't know how to describe it. I have a very rare form of cerebral palsy called ataxic cerebral palsy. And basically, it kind of made me my legs are really flexible, like my hips are flexible. Like I can kick myself in the head, and I can hug my foot. Now, it's weird though, if my legs are bent, I'm flexible as hell. If my legs are straight, I can't do a damn thing. I don't know. I can't do the splits, and I can't, touch my toes if my legs are straight, but, I can, I don't know. Anyway, that's not even the point of this video. A couple people asked, so I'm going to give you a brief description about what it's like to spend a day in a mental ward of a hospital. It's way different than it used to be, say, 30 or 40 years ago, when people were just kind of locked in a room and fed occasionally and forgotten about. But your day starts off at about 6 to 6:30, depending on how many patients there are and how many nurses there are. They basically run into your room and turn on the lights, and they're all like, time to get up, and blah, 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 and then they take all your vitals. They took my vitals every morning. They took my blood pressure, my temperature, so I point to my nose. That's great. They used my mouth. Not my nose, they used my mouth. Stuff like that. Then you shower if you need to shower, and you get dressed. Then you come out and you have breakfast. Then they have a couple of recreational type groups. Just basically kind of something to keep us busy, keep us occupied, keep our minds away from what got us there. Then there's lunch. And in between breakfast and lunch at some point is a snack. The hospital, each hospital is a little bit different, and I've been to several, but the last hospital I was at, they locked the kitchen so that the patients can't get to it without a nurse, and that was my cat.
That's Onyx.
That's our baby.
Yeah, the hospital I went to, I've been in one hospital 3 different times. They didn't have a kitchen in the ward, so if we got thirsty, we had nothing to drink.
They had a big cooler of ice water with a spout.
We didn't even have that. We had nothing.
My doctors and nurses at the last hospital I was at were great. They gave me nicotine gum, and they knew I would get headaches that were really bad, so they would give me coffee, because caffeine and painkiller are a good combo for getting rid of headaches.
Yep.
Somebody's pulling into I'm looking at the parking lot right outside my window, because we're on the bottom floor apartment, so we get eye view of the parking lot. Are you getting this beautiful cat?
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful cat. Yeah.
Yeah, the psych ward I've been to, we had the choice of going down to the cafeteria or eating in the ward.
I wasn't even allowed out of the ward. Our ward had our own little kitchen, and
the food was delivered to you?
The meals were delivered, and we ate right there in the day room.
Yep. The one I went to, we had to go down to the cafeteria, but I will say they had probably the worst food I've ever eaten. It was bad. Really, really freaking bad.
You hear that, Onyx? It was really, really freaking bad. Yeah. Onyx agrees.
I count my blessings that I'm a lot of hours away from there.
Yeah. I like my hospital. I like the food. It's good food. Well, for the most part, some of it was kind of but most of the food was good. We had a lot of things to choose from off the menus. We were allowed. We would get a menu. And what are you looking at?
I was seeing how your leg was that far out.
They're flexible.
Good point. Anyways, sorry.
Hi, Kevin. Pretty girl. And, okay, so then there was lunch. Then we had, like, an educational group or, like, a physical therapy group where we would do stretches. I liked that group. So I always felt nice and warmed up afterwards. And then there was dinner, and then we watched TV, and in between groups we were allowed to just basically do kind of whatever we want. As long as we were locked into the board, so obviously we couldn't do whatever we want, but, they had activities available for us. Nurses would come around and do checks, which is where basically they check things. They check where the patients are, how they're doing, what they're doing, keeping track of everybody. Why are you looking at me like that? And checks were done in different frequencies depending on who they were checking and how long that person had been there and their symptoms and their diagnosis and their meds and all that. The average stay for one of those places nowadays is like anywhere from 2 to 4 days. Some people are in and out in one day. Some people were there for several months. My last visit was just a little under a week. It was about a week.
It was about 5 days.
Yeah, 5 or 6 days. 6 days.
Yeah, 5.
5? Are you sure?
Yeah, you went in Wednesday, came home Monday.
Oh, okay. That's 6 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Okay.
6 days.
Close enough.
Anyway, who cares? What? Hi.
Personally, my longest stay was 14 days?
That was my longest stay, was 15.
And that was a really... By like day 10, I was literally starting to just mentally crack.
Yeah.
Cause
it gets really, really boring.
Like every day was the same at this place I went to. We had like 1 or 2 groups the whole day.
Yeah.
And it just gets to the point where you're like, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Now, there was one thing I liked about one of the hospitals the first hospital I ever went to was in Illinois, where I grew up, and they had group after group after group after group. You did not have very much free time at all, except on the weekends. They were pretty lenient on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, it was group after group, and a lot of them were good educational groups. They would have groups about coping mechanisms. They'd have groups about nutrition. They'd have groups about different types of medication and what they do, and things like that. Stuff, and all sorts of stuff I've learned. And then there's another program that some hospitals have called Partial Hospitalization Program. And that's where you go in the morning, you show up at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock sometimes.
Yep.
You're there all day doing groups and then snacks, and I think you get lunch. And then you go home after about 4:30, and then you go and do your home life.
Yep.
And then you do that for about a week, every day for about a week, except for on the weekends.
I did mine for 3 weeks, and then I ended up in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, you had issues that time.
Yeah, no.
That was right after we got together, right?
Yeah, like 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, that's real flattering. I ask him out, he says yes, and then he goes nuts.
Yeah, like 2 days after I ended up, she asked me out, and I agreed.
Agreed?
I couldn't.
Business proposition?
I couldn't think of the right word, okay?
You complied.
I complied. Anyways, I ended up having a mental break due to a lot of stress, due to family and monetary issues. So I never went to the psych. Oh yeah, that was the first time I went to the psych ward.
Yeah. That was your first psych ward stay. And halfway through your psych ward stay, I went into a psych ward in my area. We had a long distance relationship at first. He lived in Pennsylvania and I lived in Illinois.
Yep.
And but we made it work. I mean, I took about, let's see, I asked you out in August,
August 28th.
and then I visited you in February, the next February.
Was it the next February?
It was either the next February or February after that.
It was February of 2014 you visited me.
Okay, so then it was the February after
Yeah,
that.
because
I
then-
asked you out in August of 2012.
Then in September 2014 you came to visit me again.
Yeah, and I took the bus.
After I ended up with the
Conversion.
conversion disorder.
We'll
Would
do a video about conversion disorder. It's really rare and very interesting.
Yes, we'll do that this week. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that one because that one's gonna be more of a me video.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be you.
I'm
I've
actually,
never had conversion.
I'm probably gonna write out some notes for myself because
Yeah, I got my book.
yeah, I'll probably write them out on the computer or something so I have notes for what I want to say and to describe it and stuff like that.
It's in here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But we'll go over that tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not in here.
That's alright. I know most of it,
Wait,
and,
yeah, it is.
and what I can't find in my head or on the internet, I'll remember.
Conversion disorder. A somatoform disorder, which basically means completely psychological, but they don't know it. Kind of like hypochondriacs. Hypochondriasis is the actual name for that, and that's a psychosomatic disorder as well. Where a person thinks that all the symptoms that they're showing are way worse than they really are. That's something, hypochondriasis. I have hypochondriasis.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, I do. And one common misconception about hypochondriasis is that people think we're faking. And it's not that we're faking, it's that we're fooling ourselves into thinking that we're a lot worse off than we really are.
Yep.
Now, that can backfire too, though, because, like, for example, once I've realized that I had hypochondriasis, I'm a little more mindful about my symptoms of whenever I'm feeling bad at all. And last January, almost a year ago, I started getting pain right here on my sides. And at first I'm like, it's indigestion, I'm fine, no problem. And David was just like, it's getting worse, you gotta go to the hospital. And finally, kidney stones runs in my mom's side of the family. My mom had it, my sister had it. Yeah, a lot of people on my mom's side of the family had kidney stones. So we were afraid it might have been kidney stones. So I finally gave up. I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to the hospital.
That was after a day of me yelling at her to go to the hospital.
Yeah, because it was getting really bad. And
It
so,
was getting to the point where she couldn't walk.
yeah, I was like walking like a little old lady doing this kind of like bent over thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I'll call my mom. And my mom took me to the hospital, and they did some scans and tests. And the doctor came in, and he's like, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is you don't have a kidney stone. I was like, yay! The bad news is you have appendicitis. I was like, oh, okay, that sucks. But I was relieved when he told me I had appendicitis, because that's a quick, easy surgery.
Yep.
Where kidney stones usually have to be broken inside you and passed, and that sounds painful.
It does, doesn't it? It's like
Yeah,
sand.
I did not want to do that.
Sand pebbles through a hole. Ew,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't want to go there. So, but it was funny because my mom was sitting in the room with me when he came in with the diagnosis, and I looked at her and I said, "At least I'm not being a hypochondriac this time." Okay, so conversion disorder is a somatoform disorder in which a person suffers a loss of motor or sensory function in some part of the body. The loss has no physical cause, but solves some psychological problem. A common place for conversion disorder is soldiers about to go to war.
Yep.
Their brains trick their bodies into thinking either their legs suddenly don't work, or...
Which is what happened to me.
Yeah, but yours wasn't because you were about to go to war. Yours was about a whole other slew of reasons.
Yeah, mine was stressed at an unbelievable level.
Yeah, you were going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. But anyway, conversion disorder is basically like the prime example is your legs become paralyzed, and the doctors will look over you physically, and there's nothing. They won't find anything wrong. But like with hypochondriasis, a lot of people think that people with conversion disorder are also faking it, but they're not. Our brains are really that powerful. Our brains can tell us that we are sick when we're not. That's also kind of why placebo drugs sometimes work, and why placebos are used when they are testing new drugs, because they want to make sure that the new drugs are actually working and not just tricking their patients into thinking they're working, because your brain can trick you into all sorts of stuff. But anyway, so wow, I covered a couple too many topics today. So anything you want to add, David?
No, I think I added my cents.
Okay. Yeah, you're we're also going to try to start editing our videos and have clips of us throughout the day. But, so this will probably be one of our last videos is just one of us sitting and talking.
Yeah, probably one of our last long forms. Probably the last one will be tomorrow with me.
Yeah, we're going to talk to you tomorrow about conversion disorder.
Yep.
What else?
We'll see.
I thought you were going to talk about one other thing, too.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, okay. Alright, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
So, we will see you. When is today? Today's Saturday.
Today is Saturday, November
17th.
17th? Yeah, 17th.
17th. Okay, our plans from here going forward is we're going to upload every day Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday we're going to take off of uploading. But we'll still record during the weekends, and then we'll put it together in like one bigger video on Monday. And
Yeah, or this weekend's the exclusion just because we thought of these separate topics.
Yeah.
Like
So,
the weekends, if we do a video, will be topic videos.
or day in the life videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Monday through Friday is our normal uploading.
And another thing we might start doing, depending on the situation, is if one of us is in the middle of an episode of any sort, the other person will film some of it so that you guys can actually see the dark side of really what actually goes on and what happens to people who have the same mental illness as we do. So that's all for today. Please like and subscribe, and
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Spread the love. Okay.
Not literally.
So we're done. So we will see you next time.
Have a good day.
Bye.